Let's move on to FedEx. The stock not doing much on earnings. CEO Fred Smith said trade disputes and an economic slowdown have created, quote, significant uncertainty for FedEx Express. FedEx also facing stiff competition from UPS and Amazon as well. What do you think of FedEx's earnings?
Yeah, the earnings are okay, but it's the forward guidance about U.S.-China trade tensions. They forecast a mid-single-digit percentage point decline in adjusted earnings for fiscal 2020. Investors don't like to see that. That I can tell you. As far as this quarter, adjusted revenue up 2.8%. Operating income down 7%, though, negatively affected by lower package and freight revenues at FedEx Express, higher costs at FedEx Ground, costs associated with their U.S.-based voluntary employee buyout. They are voluntarily retiring. Lots of employees there to cut costs. There was some strength, though. U.S. volume growth was up, increased revenue per shipment at FedEx Freight and FedEx Ground, some favorable incentive compensation expense declines. So there were some offsetting positives, but overall, you don't want to see a company like FedEx have an operating income decline.
And let's talk about the competition, because when you look at FedEx, when you look at the stock, shares have lost to the market over the last year, and they've lost to the market over the last 5 years. But they're still beating UPS, okay? So
right.
if you want to feel better if you're FedEx, hang out with UPS, right? But it seems like increasingly you've got traditional competitors like UPS, but you also have the Amazons, the Ubers. You have anyone with a car who may essentially contract their time and their services out to a bigger company to deliver. How does FedEx compete with that?
Well, you're seeing that it's tough, and you're seeing that in the stock price. They're doing things like making it more convenient for folks to drop off and pick up packages. A perfect example would be they just said they're going to create drop-off and pickup sites at Dollar General's 8,000 stores. What that does, it puts 90% of the U.S. population close to a FedEx footprint of some kind. So they're trying to make it as convenient as possible. They're severed ties with Amazon for their express delivery service. They're making strategic moves and sometimes difficult moves because, as you say, it's a very competitive landscape out there.